To Guy Lewis, former U.S. attorney. Guy, so many dumb questions I have to ask you, so little time. First off, I assume his passport, that is Bankman-Fried's passport, has been taken away, so he isn't a flight risk. There are always ways around that, but what can you tell me?
That's right, Neil. Before he would even begin to have discussions with the U.S. Attorney's Office, the FBI, and others, they would require him to turn in his passport, any travel documents. They would go through a financial background and history. So there's a lot of questions to be answered. And frankly, despite the speculation, I'm still betting that he gets detained pending trial as a risk of flight.
What about the bail, if there even were that opportunity? What are we talking about?
So the court is going to require, which the court will have to approve, no matter whether the government and the defense lawyers agree or not. The court's going to have to look at it and approve. But you can bet that if there is an agreement, and that's a big is, it's going to be millions of dollars, families putting up properties, waiving extradition from any third-party country, maybe an ankle monitor, maybe even hired professional security where they report routinely to the authorities on his whereabouts. Very, very strict reporting requirements.
Would that extend, Guy, to his parents and his girlfriend, who have also been questioned, we're told?
Short answer, Neil, is yes. But again, they're going to be there, they being the federal authorities, are going to be very skeptical. Look, we know the parents are going to promise that he's going to appear in court. We know that the girlfriend's going to promise. But look, in reality, Neil, this young man has two assets that he is trading with the government right now. One is cooperation, which amounts to the return of money. We know there's $300 or $400 million at least that's still missing. And the second is cooperation in terms of who else was involved in these crimes. And the government's got to be interested, Neil, in this one. I mean, look, they've added a charge regarding these political donations. As a prosecutor, I'd want the money. Where's the money, Sam? And who else was involved in these crimes, including the big-time politicos?
Do you think whatever happened, when all is said and done, Guy, Bankman-Fried is going to be spending the rest of his life behind bars?
I got to tell you, Neil, that's what he's facing right now. And the way the guidelines are, the federal guidelines as a part to, for example, the previous story on the lady arrested 17 times and obviously, you know, going to get out. The guidelines here are going to be a mandatory life. And mandatory life means, hey, you die in jail and they carry you out in a box. It's very, very tough. And that's all driven by the amount of the loss, which in this case really could be $1 billion or more. It's going to make the Bernie Madoff case look like a small fish.
Wow, amazing. Guy, so are you. Guy Lewis, the former U.S. attorney, following those developments.